сердце блестящее, великолепная Казанка Европа. Своего ведет героя дружина, день мужества отчаянных парней, в хоккей играют настоящие мужчины. Русский играет в хоккей, русский играет в хоккей.
Приглашается сборная команда Швеции.
And now please welcome the national team of Sweden.
На лед приглашается сборная команда Казахстана.
Team Kazakhstan.
Судьи лицензированы и назначены Международной федерацией хоккея на льду.
The game officials have been licensed and assigned by the International Soccer Federation.
Главный судья Антоний Равин и Константин Оленин.
The referees of the game, Anthony Ravin and Konstantin Olenин.
Линейные судьи Борис Макентайр и Petersburg.
The linesmen of the game, Fraser McIntyre and Petar Shevchik.
Представляем стартовый состав сборной команды Казахстана.
The second number of the game of Team Kazakhstan.
Вратарь номер 20.
And the goal for team number 20, Vitaly Kalesny.
Защитники номер 3.
On defense, number 3, Вячеслав Красилов.
И номер 7.
And number 7, Maxim Semyonov.
Нападающий номер 9.
The forwards, number 9, Nigel Rose.
Номер 27.
Number 27, Brandon Wachensky.
И номер 41.
And number 41, Dustin Boyd.
Представляем стартовый состав сборной команды Швеции.
And now this is the number of the game of Team Sweden.
Вратарь номер 30.
And the goal for team number 30, Peter Fast.
Защитники номер 5.
On defense, number 5, Adam Larson.
И номер 29.
And number 29, Aaron Gustafsson.
Нападающий номер 18.
The forwards, number 18, Mikael Backlund.
Номер 21.
Sweden and Kazakhstan getting set to meet. Both teams coming off 4-2 losses, and one that Sweden certainly let get away. And when you look at the overall standings of the A pool, Sweden really not where it wants to be.
No, this is a big game for them. They are the favorites to win this against Kazakhstan. They had that 2-0 lead against the Czech Republic after the first period of play. We talked about it. Head coach of Sweden, Per Mart, wants his team to be better defensively. They need a complete 60-minute effort here against Kazakhstan tonight.
Victor Faust is getting the starting goal. It was supposed to be Jacob Markstrom. So either the lineup sheet was filled out incorrectly in the early stages, the one that was sent out about 50 minutes ago, or a late change for Sweden. Clear down the ice, and this is going to be an icing call against Sweden. Face-off will come all the way back. And yes, they are making the late announcement now on the change with Victor Faust.
Yes, and not only that, Sweden missing a couple players, missing Magnus Nygren. So Per Mart's a short staff. For him, the other side, Andrei Nazarov has his complete lineup, other than his captain, Roman Starchenko, out of the lineup.
Shot from the line, never got through, as Faust kept an eye on that on the short side. Jimmy Eriksson in a battle on the far side. At the line, kept in by Semyonov, and Semyonov will send this in deep. Semyonov, with the end of this shift, will be over 80 minutes played in this tournament as he comes in with 79.08. Has logged huge minutes. Shot through some traffic by Eriksson, never got through, and here comes Semyonov. Collision in behind between Eriksson and Lepine, or rather Boyd. And this gets sent in over top the net in the Swedish end of the ice.
That's been the good line for Kazakhstan. Boyd, Botensky, and Nigel Dawes. But they only had 19 shots in that game against Norway, 11 from that line. And look at the bench of Sweden. Michael Backlund has had a good tournament here, and they'll look to him to be part of that offense. 2 goals for Backlund, 2 goals for Nyquist, and 2 goals for Robert Rosen.
Lepine trying to hold the line for Kazakhstan, can't. And sent back in Savchenko. And this gets deflected in by Romerev. After it, Krasnoslobodsev in on the forecheck for Latvia. Big Ivanov gets it at center, throws it back for Lepine. Lepine goes for Savchenko. Savchenko for Romerev. Romerev in for Krasnoslobodsev. And a good save by Victor Faust.
A real good chance for Kazakhstan early in this game as Vadim Krasnoslobodsev with a real good chance, but Faust able to cut the angle and make the save.
Kazakhstan, the bigger of the teams. And we'll see whether they try and impose some of that physicality and some of that size on the Swedish team. Gorbienkov back for Kazakhstan. The long lead pass, good play by Markelov to deflect that in, and then he'll dash his way to the bench. His second game of this championship as he came in for the last game. Adam Larsson looking for that lead pass. Riitola is after it. Riitola in a puck battle there with Semyonov. Into the corner. Coming out of it is Riitola. Patrick Saline with the tip. And that goes up into the netting, and this is Patrick Saline's second game of the championship.
And Vandenberg let the shot go from the point. Little plays, a quick up play. Savchenko and Krasnoslobodsev with a good feed there from Romerev has the chance in close. That's an example of that defensive zone that head coach of Sweden, Per Martin, talking where they needed to be better. Those breakdowns, they have to limit those chances. You can't allow those lanes open to the net.
You mentioned the 5D for Sweden. Larsson, Vandenberg, the 2 Erikssons, and Johan Franzen. That's the 5-man unit that will operate on the backhand. Chance in front of the net. Faust is down. And it got shoveled away before anybody could get a stick on it. Again, it's that line, Shane, that you talked about. The Nigel Dawes line that's creating some offense. And now Savchenko, who is wearing the C in replace of Starchenko, gets taken to the boards. And the first penalty of the hockey game is going to go to the Swedish captain, Eriksson.
And if you look at Kazakhstan and you look at their offense, where it comes from, it's the power play. Just a late hit from behind. And for the captain of this team, Jimmy Eriksson, you just can't take that penalty at this point. And Kazakhstan, #1 power play in the tournament. 6 of 10, running at 60%, 9 goals for. 6 of them have come on the power play.
And the 10 opportunities is the fewest in the championship. Now this is their 11th. So they have really taken advantage of the opportunities that they have had on the power play.
Sweden's penalty killed, 10 of 12 they've killed, running at 83%.
Romerev plays it left side, Dawes. Couldn't handle it. Now it comes and chopped in from that right side by Tryasunov. Back at the left point, Semyonov let the shot go. It got blocked and slapped down the ice, and Kalishnik, who has been the busiest netminder in the tournament.
Boy, I wonder how he sleeps tonight if he has visions of pucks flying at him.
143 shots against the Kazakhstan team.
Well, he had an easy game against Norway, only saw 43.
Like a night off. Romerev shovels it back. Lakiza, cross ice, slap shot Savchenko, and he ripped that one wide. Romerev for Ivanov, and back for Romerev. Krasno Slobodsev off the back post. Doesn't come to him. Lakiza, Savchenko, and his shot is blocked, and it ricochets all the way back down the ice as John Norman got in front of it. Or as he's called by his teammate, Jan Norman. Larson turned it over, sharp angle chance, and save made by Fost, and he was not sure where that rebound ended up.
Well, Bochenski just coming in off the bench, able to pick up that puck, a sharp-angled shot.
Here comes Semyonov, left side Dawes. Nigel Dawes takes it wide, tries to throw it to the front of the net. That got blocked. Nigel Dawes with 5 points in this tournament, including a couple of goals. Semyonov tees it up, down for Boyd, off a skate, and Victor Fost will jump on it.
Another good chance, Bochenski in front. Shot by Savchenko off to the side, and Dustin Boyd's just going to try and lay this in for Bochenski. Eric Gustafsson does a good job defensively, just with the stick check on Bochenski, and Fost able to cover it up. There's a chance by Bochenski a little earlier. It's turnover, and he lets it go on Fost, who makes the save, and then it goes high in the air. Look at Bochenski of Kazakhstan, plays for Astana, where he is the captain in the KHL.
Bryasunov in front. Nigel Dawes looking for that high tip. Missed it. Power play is over as Jimmy Eriksson comes out of the penalty box. So Sweden 1 for 1 on the penalty kill in this game tonight. Lundberg after the puck in the corner. So no Sundstrom and no Nygren for Sweden, and no Starchenko for Latvia. And Latvia has added Dmitry Grentz, a 19-year-old. Kazakhstan, rather. Around the boards it goes. Send out at center ice. And Victor Fost will trap that behind the net and leave it for Eric Gustafsson. Again, number 29 is Eric Gustafsson, that played for the Philadelphia Flyers. And number 56 is Eric Gustafsson, that started with Edmonton and is now with the Chicago Blackhawks. To the front of the net and grabbed and held by Kalishnik. He will hang on to it, scoreless here in period 1.
No score yet. Just the one power play by Kazakhstan, and they're unable to capitalize. So the percentage will drop a little now, 6 for 11 in the tournament, but they had a few chances. Most of them came from Brandon Bochenski. He was third in the KHL this past season in points. He had 61 with Astana.
Michael Backlund out for Sweden. Backlund leads in points with 3, or tied with Eriksson and Holmark with 3, leads the team in shots on goal with 19, leads them in total ice time, 64 minutes and 5 seconds, and number 1 on the team in shifts with 80. So Michael Backlund has been used plenty by Per Martz. Adam Larsson, and that gets chipped away from him. Nigel Dawes in on the forecheck, but Sweden carrying it back in. Omark heads to the front of the net. Puck never got there. Larsson plays it around the boards, looking for Omark. Omark takes the feed from Jimmy Eriksson for Adam Larsson, and he ripped it right back at Omark.
That's not quite the give and go Omark was looking for, as the shot was a little wide, went off his shin pad. And it was actually Linus Klassen who's back in the lineup that took friendly fire from Larson that made him miss the last game.
I guess Omar simply could have, or Larson simply could have gone back to the bench and said, look, I didn't like that pass. I didn't need to fire the shot right back at him. Franzen. Wenberg with some speed. Wenberg trying to split the defense as he tried to cut around Lakiza. Nyquist back for Gustafsson, back for Johan Franzen. And Gustafsson misfired. And no, not the Johan Franzen that played for Detroit. Just to clarify that. Gustafsson sends it around the boards, and that misses Omar, but grabbed off now by Wenberg. Alexander Wenberg winding his way in. Savchenko. And he couldn't handle it. Gustafsson the shot from the line with Kalishnik with a good left pad save. Ivanov tries to send this through and does. And Markelov plays it deep and then heads to the bench on the line change for Kazakhstan. Another save by Kalishnik. Norman plays this back at the line. Gustafsson the shot. Kalishnik save on the short side. Wraparound try. And Norman couldn't get a stick on it. Gustafsson from Gustafsson. Gustafsson, the shot from the line as he took the pass from Sjögren, and the save made by Kalishnik.
Well, some chances for Sweden. The shot from the point. Sjögren's going to go for the wraparound. Just can't get it there quick enough. Norman was in front. Lundberg was in front. There's 3 Kazakhstan players diving back along with their goalie, Kalishnik. And that puck sails through the crease.
Very fortunate for Kazakhstan. That did not ricochet off one of those bodies in front of the net and in. Sweden started with an overtime win over Latvia. Then they beat Denmark 5-2. They got 4 power play goals in that game. And then the 4-2 loss to the Czech Republic when they had a 2-0 lead. Michael Bittner for the Czech Republic had the winner shorthanded late in the second period. Sharp angle chance as the shot comes from Celine. And easy save for Kalishnik. Brzezinski steals in for Boyd. Boyd the wrist shot. And Fost had it, struggled with it, and then covers up. And then Adam Larsson, is that Brzezinski? He drilled into the net.
Yeah, Brzezinski is looking for that rebound. As Fost wasn't quite sure. He makes the initial save off the Boyd shot, but it drops. And Dustin Boyd just sending this towards the net. Fost with the save, and then thinks he has it in his glove. It's going to drop. Brzezinski trying to get it before he had a chance. Larsson's going to send him to the ice, into the net. A little bump. Veteran Brzezinski seems to be all right.
So that shot by Boyd right up around the left ear of Victor Fost. And yes, Brzezinski kind of went into that net easily. Ivanov and Backlund will do the face-off honors. Backlund 62% coming into this game. 33 wins in 53 face-offs taken. There was another win there for Backlund. And he's going to have to do it all over again because this is icing against Sweden.
One of the defensemen, Vandenberg for Sweden. They're missing Magnus Nygren down to 5D. Vandenberg played for Rondo last year, part of that league championship team. There's Nigel Dawes, who's leading the way offensively for Kazakhstan.
These two teams have never met at the World Championship in the top division. Kazakhstan has been in and out. Last time they were in this group was 2014. 7 times in the last 18 years for Kazakhstan, and trying to avoid relegation. They sit with 2 points after 3 games. Here comes Boyd. Dawes heads to the front of the net. And Dustin Boyd tried to get it there, could not. And back for it, Lepine. Brzezinski had that get away from him.
To the offside, the Swedish player touched it before came out of the zone, and Jimmy Eriksson opened up the scoring for Sweden in this tournament, and yet to find the back of the net since. Veteran on a young Swedish team. And Eriksson wearing the C. In years past, it's usually been Joel Lundqvist, Henrik Lundqvist's brother, that's been the captain of the team here at the World Championship.
There's a few of the regular faces that are not with the Swedish team. He only had 28 shots on goal against the Czech Republic after 44 against Latvia and 42 against Denmark. And this is going to get sailed into the corner. Korbienkov for Latvia, or for Kazakhstan. Bouncing puck in front as Gustafsson in from the line, and Kalishnik is going to hang on to it.
Gustafsson trying to get that through, and a little bit of a bouncer. Look at Linus Klassen, who's back in the lineup here for Sweden, and that brings a little bit of offense. Played in Lugano of the Swiss League, where he had 49 points. This is his second World Championship.
Third for Nyquist. Nyquist with the overtime winner in game one. Back for Linus Ullmark. Ullmark twisting and turning, looking for some open ice. And Wenberg had it, chopped away from him. Solerov back in for Kazakhstan, plays it in behind the net. Stolen now, Solerov the shot, that got blocked, never got through. And right back for Linus Ullmark. For Adam Larsson to that far side, Kalishnik with a real good stop. So Sweden now to the attack. Back at the line, Sjogren, and that shot got blocked by Markelov. Nyquist trying to get away from Triasunov. Spins it back behind the net for Linus Ullmark. Ullmark missed it. Gustafsson is in from the line. And now flipped out of harm's way by Solerov.
That shot by Larsson may have caught the top end of Kalishnik's stick.
Sjogren checked on the play, but caught inside the line.
I think it's going to be a too many men call here on Kazakhstan. The linesman blows the whistle. There's the chance by Larsson earlier, and it does indeed catch that top part of Kalishnik's stick. So, hey, goaltenders, use whatever you can to make the save. Just above the blocker. Nope, not a too many men.
They just whistled it down on the change. Taken at center. And that gets flipped in as 19-year-old Dmitry Grintz makes his World Championship debut. Taken at center by Panchin, and Panchin got ridden out quickly. Lakiza. And back in it goes around the boards. Taken by Gustafsson. Fantenberg. Under 8.5 to go, opening period, no score. Kazakhstan and Sweden. Fantenberg sends it in off the backboards for Korbienkov. Sweden holding the line, and now Lakiza will try it. After Lakiza is Robert Rosen. Celine. And trying to get that back for Larsson. It's intercepted and cleared down the ice. And an icing call against Kazakhstan.
Lakiza went to the full mask after that first game, suffered an injury, and the head coach for Kazakhstan is Andrei Nazarov, and there's, of course, longtime head coach Per Mart for Sweden. His 6th consecutive World Championship behind the bench.
Face off in the Kazakhstan zone. To the front of the net. It's dished off by Ullmark. Screen shot, score! Michael Backlund with traffic in front, finds that top corner.
And what a beautiful shot by Backlund. He makes no mistake. That'll be his third of the tournament. Nice little cycle as Klassen throws it down to Backlund, a little screen in front. And as he rolls out, he cashes in as he puts it past the blocker of Kalishnik.
So Sweden with the opening goal. And the 1-0 lead here against Kazakhstan. Sweden sitting at 5 points. Czech Republic leads the conference at 8. But the Czech Republic has only played 3 games. Gustav Nyquist in looking for more. Dished off back at the line. Gustafsson a shot that ricocheted.
Nyquist catches the post on the rebound.
Sent back down low for Wenberg, got blocked. Klassen couldn't trap it on the boards. And off the boards, and now an odd man rush. Ramirez trying to get it to Ivanov. And it was in a little tight, and Ivanov fanned on it. Back for Wenberg. Takes it wide. Krasnoslobodsev gives him a bump on the far side. Larson is after it. Plays it back at the line, kept in by Gustav Nyquist. And around for Tryasunov. Kazakhstan starting a change. Through center, Savchenko will send it in. Merkelov is after it. Larson pins his man to the corner boards. That was Ivanov. And it's cleared out at center ice and chopped away by Lepine. Back forward, Gustafsson. And he'll play it around for Gustafsson. Riitola there to help out. Riitola on the backhand will lift it in. Celine is after it. Cleared away from him. And right back out at center ice, Vandenberg for Gustafsson. Slides it through for Riitola. Riitola redirected, Kalishnik to save, but called on a crease violation for Robert Rosen. And the referees are not going to call anything, but the faceoff will come out.
Their march for Sweden, his team up 1-0 off that Backlund goal. They're pressing again, but a crease violation of Robert Rosen brings the face-off outside this Kazakhstan zone.
So Backlund now takes the goal-scoring lead on that Swedish team. Backlund with 3, Nyquist 2, Rosen with 2. As Backlund back out, as Holmark over on this side and Eriksson on the other. Vandenberg will send it in. Larson at the line. So with 5D for Sweden, those minutes will be up in this game. Dustin Boyd's cross-ice pass intended for Bochenski. Bochenski got intercepted. And back for it is Vandenberg. Nigel Dawes breaks it up. Brandon Bochenski trying to get it out front for Dawes. After it is Klassen. He couldn't handle it. Bochenski couldn't handle it. And now Vandenberg will get it to the line, but not out. Slap shot, that just missed short side on Victor Faust. Kazakhstan controls. Boyd takes that pass from Brandon Bochinski. Back for Nigel Dawes. Picked off there by Klassen. And he'll send it cross ice for Omar.
Well, Sweden had a couple chances to get that out. They end up getting caught on their own end. And that line for Kazakhstan is the one they have to take care of.
Nyquist, cross ice, score! Slap shot by Linus Klassen. Catches glove side on Kalishnik, and 2-0 Sweden.
Bad change here by Kazakhstan as they get caught deep. And Sweden able to take advantage of it as Klassen, back after missing one game in injury, is able to strike. It's just quick transition. All three Kazakhstan players jump on the puck. No one's back. That creates the odd man rush. A great feed, Omar to Klassen, and he gets all of that as he rips it past the glove of Kalishnik.
Nice pass and a great one-timer.
Well, Sweden was in this situation last game, up 2-0. And see if they learned from mistakes.
They saw it slip away against the Czech Republic. Savchenko. Ivanov drives it in, and Victor Fost at the top of the crease makes the save.
A little too much room as it's Pushkarov that ends up just driving through the middle of the ice, allowed to walk right in, but the shot goes right into the crest of Victor Fost. Gustav Nyquist, 2 goals, 3 points in this tournament for the Detroit Red Wings player.
Boyd will take this face-off. 54.8% in the face-off department. And Dustin Boyd's been busy coming into this game. 62 face-offs, winning 34 of them. Loose puck in front, off the crossbar by Sjogren.
Kazakhstan just not playing solid defensively, and Sjogren with a good chance. That's the second post now for Sweden. Play from the point, nice play in front, and Sjogren has Kalishnik beat to that high blocker side, but can't beat the iron.
Finland and Hungary are scoreless late in the first period over in St. Petersburg, so that might be a bit of a surprise.
Hungarian fans are celebrating regardless.
Back at the line for Larson. Shot went wide. Norman for Sjogren. Sjogren trying to work it to the front of the net. Sends it back for Fantenberg. Fantenberg looking for the carom off the backboards, didn't get it. Turnover though. Krasnoslobodsev couldn't clear. In for Larson, scores! Adam Larson capitalizes on the turnover, and Sweden up by 3.
And it's been turnovers, and Nazarov won't be happy with what he's seen from his club in their own end here in period number 1. Is a great shot though from Adam Larson, the defenseman, as Krasnoslobodsev turns it over. Nice little read there. Larson's calling for the puck, and he's gonna rip it past Kalishnik, as Norman with a great feed to Adam Larson. Sjogren knows to lead it. He sees Larson walking in, and boy, he rips that far down. So a nice lead now for Sweden at 3-0.
Adam Larson, number 4 overall in the 2011 NHL draft. Plays for the New Jersey Devils. And 274 NHL games played. We saw some of his talents there.
Oh, that was just a beautiful shot by him. Played all 82 games in his 5th season with New Jersey, as Pushkarov had a chance right before that for Kazakhstan. A look at Adam Larson. He conversation with Markstrom, who was supposed to start, we thought, but Victor Fost finds his way to the net here as the game started.
Kazakhstan down by 3. Fost will leave that for Gustafsson. Up for Rosen. Rosen sends it cross ice, and Riedela will send it the rest of the way in. Back in for Celine. Back at the line for Gustafsson. Gustafsson through traffic. Kalishnik kicked it away. And Brandon Bochinski will just chip this off the boards and out the center. Under 3 now to go here in period number 1. Dustin Boyd slides this back into the Swedish zone. Riedela ahead for Gustafsson. Around the boards. And grabbed off and held in by Korbienkov. Michael Backlund in a battle there with Romerev, and Backlund wins the battle. With Celine. Celine to the line, and Backlund trying to hold up, could not against the checking of Ivanov.
Well, Sweden's been able to do it. It started with Michael Backlund, just a nice little shot to the net. Traffic in front by Eriksson, and after that, a great feed. Omar to Linus Klassen, he makes no mistake. And then Adam Larsson, the defenseman, steps in, rips one off the crossbar, down and in, and it's 3-0 Sweden.
Romero back into his own zone. Our earlier game, Switzerland over Latvia, 5-4. In an interesting match, it was scoreless after 1. Switzerland went up 3-0. Latvia tied at 3-3. Went to 5-4 Switzerland, tied up again. And then Eric Blum, for the second game in a row, gets the winner. There's a redirect, and Kalishnik makes the save as Jimmy Eriksson gets that redirect.
Sweden's done a good job attacking with speed. A lot of these goals have come speed. This time Omar just going to pull up. Shevchenko tries to get there, but a great pass as Eriksson has position, driving that net, able to deflect it in on Kalishnik.
Action continues tomorrow at the Ice Palace here in Moscow. We will see Czech Republic against Norway and Russia against Denmark. Again, all 64 games of this championship on TSN. Wenberg drops this back for Gustafsson. Cross ice, Pantenberg. Pantenberg slips it up the boards for Klassen. Back in for Wenberg. Back to the line, shot, traffic in front of the net, and Klassen couldn't get a stick on it. And then it got cleared from the front of the net by Lepine. Big hit by Lepine as he stepped into Klassen. And down the ice it goes. This will be an icing call against Kazakhstan.
Shevchenko had that goal against Switzerland in the opening game from his own blue line, shorthanded. A lot of people probably watched the highlight of that, and he gets to wear the C here as Roman Starchenko, who usually is captain for Kazakhstan, not in the lineup.
Here's a look at Michael Backlund, who opened the scoring in this game. Sweden has added a couple more. Linus Omark is on the loose puck. Omark, the former Edmonton Oiler and Buffalo Sabre, for Backlund. Backlund watched by Savchenko. Backlund finds Omark, but it was off his skates. Omar chips it back down low, or at least tried to. Jimmy Eriksson now in on the forecheck into the final minute of period number 1. And what has been a very good period for Sweden. Great crowd here tonight at the Ice Palace. This building is almost sold out for this game between Sweden and Kazakhstan. Omar drops it back. Larsson has 1 in the period. He tried to go cross ice looking for Gustafsson. Sweden controls. Omark having trouble with a bouncing puck. Chips it away from Krasnoslobodsev. Sends it back at the line. Krasnoslobodsev has his stick chipped out of his hands. And that'll be an interference penalty, and Kazakhstan will go to the power play for the second time in the game.
Well, it's going to be Backlund for Sweden that heads to the box for interference, as he knocks the stick out of the hands of Krasnoslobodsev in the high slot. One of those things you don't want to take, just trying to lift the stick. Seemed like he hit it very hard, but it was enough to knock it out of the hands. So Kazakhstan gets their second power play. Nice little play by Omar, showing some hand-eye coordination, keeping that puck in.
Talked about where Sweden sits as far as the standings are concerned. They're back in action Saturday against Norway. Dawes plays it down to the goal line for Bolchenski. Back for Semyonov. He goes cross ice and a shot by Tryasunov. Block, rebound, Bolchenski scores. Brandon Bolchenski with a late first period goal. Very late first period goal. It's a power play marker and Kazakhstan is on the board.
Well, it's Dustin Boyd, I think, that centers this puck, and it's either him or Bolchenski that get this. It looks like it's going to be Boyd's goal with 1 second remaining. It's a bouncing puck. Sweden can't get a hold of it. Boyd's going to try and feed Bolchenski, and I think this goes off Adam Larsson as he goes down to take away the pass off Larsson's hand and across the line. Bolchenski was there. He tried to get a stick. I'm not sure if he touched it or not before across the line. Either way, Kazakhstan happy. They're on the board.
Doesn't look as though Bolchenski did get a stick on it. It looks like it just went off of Larsson and in. So another power play goal for Kazakhstan. 7 power play markers now in 12 opportunities. 3-1 Sweden after 1.
Футбольная команда Швеции играет в полном составе.
Team Sweden is at full strength.
This is the decisive second. The second one you act. The point of no return. This is where you meet yourself. This is where a new adventure begins. This is the moment. This is your time. Tiso.
Хоккей – это спорт, где все относятся к своему делу по-особенному. И болельщики, и хоккеисты. Здесь каждый старается изо всех сил.
Оскара Энденберга номер 6 и Винуса Кунарда номер 67. Энденберга номер 6 и Винуса секунд на завершение состава.
Number 6, Oscar Monteverde, and number 67, Lady Sula. Number 2 minutes round to play to clearance from 1939. Number 2 minutes round to play to clearance from 1939.
Собственный заводной знак автозапчасти «Батон» с 2004 года. Заводной знак «Батон» зарегистрирован в 21 стране мира. Автозапчасти «Батон». Побеждаем вместе.
Наш лед. Наша скорость. Наша надежность. Наш характер. Наша поддержка. Наши победы. Это наша игра. Это наш хоккей. И это у нас не Ингосстрах. Официальный партнер чемпионата мира по хоккею 2016 года.
Уважаемые зрители, мы надеемся, что сегодняшняя игра дарит вам незабываемые эмоции. Напоминаем вам, дорогие друзья, что еще доступны для приобретения билеты на некоторые матчи чемпионата мира по хоккею 2016 года, и мы приглашаем вас посетить нас в ближайшие дни снова. Также предлагаем вам переместиться в официальную фан-зону чемпионата. На открытой площадке слева от входа на арену для вас организовано развлечение с выступлениями артистов и розыгрышами призов от спонсоров чемпионата, дом российской сборной, фудкорт, большой магазин официальных сувениров и билетные кассы. Фан-зона начинает работу ежедневно за 2 часа до первого матча и открыта до 23 часов. Вход в фан-зону свободный.
Dear friends, we really hope that you enjoyed the game. And we just remind you that there are some still tickets available for the games, and we also invite you to visit us during these days of the World Championship. And we're also very glad to invite you to be the official fan zone of the 2016 IIHF Ice Hockey World Championship. Please come after the game on the left of the entrance to the arena in the open space. You can find an off-stage performance of popular singers, different activities and prize drawing by sponsors. You can also see the Russian fan house, the big food court, and the official merchandising shop for souvenirs. And there is also the ticket office. Fan zone opens every day, 2 hours prior to the first game, and closes at 11 p.m. And the entrance is free. Please welcome.
Welcome back to the Ice Palace in Moscow. There's your netminders, Victor Fast in goal for Sweden, and Vitaly Kalishnik in nets for Kazakhstan.
On with Michael Backlund to open up the scoring as Sweden out to a 3-1 lead. It was a goal with 1 second left of the power play, but for Kazakhstan, they got them on the board. And it's been a lot of ice time, only 5D for Sweden, and Adam Larsson has played just under 11 minutes, 10:56, along with Eric Gustafsson, the number 29, Eric Gustafsson, 9:55. So those two guys, huge minutes.
14-9 the shots in favor of Sweden in that opening period, and the second period is underway. Semyonov plays it through. Nigel Dawes couldn't handle it. And back in for Eriksson. Jimmy Eriksson, a quick shot up high, and Kalishnik with another save. Semyonov sends it around the boards. This goes off the stick of Linus Ullmark, so there'll be no icing. And Adam Larsson will retreat. Turned over at center. Oh, Brandon Bochenski just missed a check from Larsson. Those two had an incident in the opening period. Back for Klassen. Klassen drops it back off the glove of Kalishnik. What a save off Gustav Nyquist.
Oh, an odd man rush and a great feed, and Kalishnik with a big save to keep this a 2-goal game.
Now back for Kazakhstan. Krasno Slobodsev takes it to the outside in front of the net, trying to get that for Ivanov. Savchenko didn't play it, or else there would have been too many men on the ice. Some reaction from the Swedish bench. Krasno Slobodsev takes it to the front of the net, tried to slip that short side. No room, as Fast had that left pad up against the post. Here comes Nyquist. Back in across the line, and Kalishnik another save.
Well, Nyquist can't believe he missed that. A great chance for him to get that 3-goal lead back. He had a chance in that first period. He put off the post, and then this feed over to Klassen on the goal. And this return play is, thought he had it. Kalishnik does a great job getting over to the left side to get a glove on that Nyquist chance.
Fantenberg the shot, and that goes up in the netting. You talk about the 5 defensemen for Sweden as we look at Fantenberg. Just an update on Denmark's Jesper B. Jensen, who was injured in the game yesterday. Anders Ambuel took him to the corner boards hard. He is done for the tournament. Shoulder surgery and a concussion for Jesper B. Jensen, so he will be missed by the Denmark team. Celine, watched by Semyonov. Back at the line, Fantenberg. Riitola in behind the net. Trying to squeeze that past the defenseman, Triasunov, could not. Kept in by Rosen. Back for Riitola. Solerov gives chase on him, and it gets redirected down the ice. Back for Sweden, Riitola. The shot to the front of the net, that changed directions, goes over top the net. Johan Franzen will hustle back, sends it for Eric Gustafsson. Gustafsson sends it rink wide, but was very close to too many men on the ice. And now Norman to the front of the net, and a penalty coming up to Kazakhstan. Gustafsson into the slot, gets it back from Lundgren, gives it back to Lundgren, and Kalishnik makes the save, and Pushkarov diving at it, never did get to it though, and Sweden controls. 6 attackers as Fast has gone to the bench for the extra attacker. Good job by Gustafsson to hold it in. Franzen the shot, and that got blocked.
Well, it's all on a delayed penalty called to Triasunov, who's going to get called, I think, for slashing on the play. Is Sweden driving hard to the net, and this long change has hurt Kazakhstan. Norman, good hustle, and the stick slashed right out of his hands by Triasunov. So John Norman will take a rest, and a power play opportunity for Sweden.
Only power play goal of this game has come from Kazakhstan. Sweden gets its first power play opportunity of the night. Michael Backlund, who had 2 power play goals in the win over Denmark. That shot goes wide. Lundberg, or rather Omar, tried to get it down, and it is lifted out of play. Face-off will come back in the Kazakhstan zone.
Quick play is the team just trying to shoot that puck down the ice. A little off target as it heads into the Sweden bench. But the Kalishnik wasn't as busy as normal in that first period of play. Only 14 shots he saw.
Quiet period for him.
Puts him on pace for the least shots he'll see in a game.
Sweden 5 points, Russia 6 points. Switzerland has jumped up into second place. And not to look ahead, but Sweden and Russia will close out the round robin portion on Tuesday night.
Well, it gets, I don't know if it gets easier, but the Czech Republic in a real good situation. That opening win against Russia and then the comeback win against Sweden.
Celine looking for Backlund. It got partially stopped by Savchenko, and then he does knock it down, and Savchenko will send it down the ice. Fost comes out, plays it ahead. Omar tips it ahead for Backlund. Back for Omar, and now back for Backlund. He tried to slip it out for Celine, and a battle in front of the net, and Lakiza did a good job to prevent Celine from getting a stick on that loose puck. Omar spins it back for Adam Larsson. Cross ice, Backlund rips it, and that got stopped. Backlund has it again. He'll dish it off. Clausen lets the shot go, and that's wide short side. Brandon Bochinski. Here's a break for Bochinski. Short-handed to the front of the net for Boyd. And he got a little bit of it, not enough. Nyquist, right back for Sweden. For Rosen. Robert Rosen, cross ice, Eric Gustafsson. Gustafsson for Clausen to the front of the net, and Nyquist buries it. And a power play goal for Sweden. And they're up by 3 again.
Well, good
and a goaltending change is coming.
Yeah, can't really fault Kalishnik on this. Just good puck movement by Sweden as Gustav Nyquist is the recipient right in the slot. We'll look as it'll be Pavel Polutkinov coming in.
Pavel Polutkinov was the goalie when Kazakhstan qualified. There's a look at the goal by Nyquist right through the wickets.
Well, it's one-touch passing, a good play down the goal line. Wenberg just one touch in front of Nyquist. We'll look at the new netminder for Kazakhstan, and he did play in every game to qualify Kazakhstan.
Had a goals against average of 1.20, save percentage of .939, and a couple of shutouts. In that tournament, the Kazakhstan went 5-0 to advance to this pool. Plays for Astana of the KHL. So Kalishnik gets a much-deserved rest, and it didn't take long for Coach Andrei Nazarov to get the signal for Polutkinov to get off the bench and get into this game. Pushkarov for Kazakhstan sends it through, and Markelov couldn't catch up to it, and that is going to be an icing call.
There's a look at Kalishnik on the bench, and a look at that goal again. A great play down, Clausen down to Wenberg, right to Nyquist. He makes no mistake. Quick shot from him, a little one-time release between the 5-hole of Kalishnik, and that'll end his night.
Kazakhstan started with a 3-2 shootout win over Switzerland, despite the fact they were outshot 51-27. And then they bounced back and they lost to Russia 6-4. There's a sharp angle chance, and Polutkinov makes the save, and the rebound's cleared down the ice. So a 6-4 loss to Russia, and then a 4-2 loss to Norway. At center for Larsson, and this will be a souvenir as it ends up in the stands here at the Ice Palace.
Adam Larsson, who's played a ton of ice time here in this game. As everyone looks for the puck that went into the stands, a souvenir for someone that they won't have to pay for.
It's got to be there somewhere.
Someone's going to find it.
Bochinski back out. Bochinski and Dustin Boyd and Nigel Dawes play big-time minutes. Bochinski and Boyd play even more because they penalty kill. As the wave gets going here at the Ice Palace, Semyonov sends this cross ice. Next up for Kazakhstan is the Czech Republic on Friday. And you wonder if Sweden, with Nygren out, will Nygren be ready for the game on Saturday? They get a couple of days now to rest, or will Sweden try and add someone to the back end?
I wonder if they're going to want to add, especially before that final game. We know Russia's going to try and stack it up.
Nigel Dawes, lead pass looking for Bochenski. Clausen carries it back in. Clausen for Wenberg for Clausen. Circles, sends it back at the line, and Gustafsson shot is blocked. Wenberg back for Larson, and that blast from the right side gets blocked and cleared.
Well, Polukov getting tested early, as Sweden is not holding back at all.
4-1 lead for Sweden, and they had a lead slip away on them against the Czech Republic, and looks like they're trying to build this one to the point where they won't have to worry about giving up that lead. Robert Rosen plays it in. Alexander Lepine plays it around. Krasno Slobodzev hustling in after it. To the backboards along with Johan Franzen. Kept in at the left point by Lakiza. In for Romera. Romera trying to get away from Gustafsson. And Celine is on the puck, and then Celine gets drilled by Ivanov, who then jumps into the Kazakhstan bench.
Oh, big hit there by Ivanov. As Celine did the job, got the puck out of the zone, but took a hit to make the play.
Sjogren gets bumped, sends the puck left side looking for Johan Franzen. Savchenkov, lead pass. Solerov couldn't pick it up cleanly, or he and Markelov may have had an odd man rush. Lakiza for Markelov, and he'll tip it in. Foss plays it for Franzen. He dodged the hit. And the puck out at center for Sjogren. He'll drop for Norman, back for Sjogren. He tees it up, and that's into the shin pads of Lakiza. Norman back at the line. Shot by Larson. That didn't miss by much, and Dustin Boyd is on it.
A little shot pass trying to find Sjogren coming off the far post.
Bochenski finds Boyd, and that shot blocked by Larson. Jimmy Eriksson has trouble with it. Looks to leave it back for Fantenberg. Back in for Larson, drives it to the net. And Polukov kicks that away. Centering pass, no one there. Comes back to the line, Eriksson the blast, and Polukov the save. 24 years of age is Pavel Polukov. Back at the line, Fantenberg in for Eriksson. Eriksson plays it down low, Omar looking for open ice. Tees it up, doesn't shoot it, cross ice score! What a play by Linus Omar to set up Gustav Nyquist.
Sweden just putting on a display of puck movement and chemistry. You can see building together. Just a heads-up play. Omar, the big shot, gets everyone to bite. And then a great feed to Nyquist, who has his fourth of the tournament, second of the game. There's the big play. Everyone, all eyes of Kazakhstan are watching Omar as he rolls up, and Nyquist just gets lost off to the side. Beautiful setup and a nice finish by Nyquist.
Finland and Hungary still 0-0 over in St. Pete's.
And we didn't experience it over there. This game's starting to get out of hand. It's Sweden dominating, but the Hungarian fans so excited and partaking. We've seen clips of them singing. You can imagine what they're like to see over halfway through that game, them still tied with Finland.
Can you imagine if they won it? Nyquist, 2 in the period. Stripped of the puck, but kept in at the line by Gustafsson. Savchenko sends it ahead, and out to center ice it goes. Clausen trying to control it, does. Here comes Clausen back in with Nyquist. Nyquist dancing now, drops to Wenberg. Wenberg plays it back for Larson. That was almost too many men on the ice for Sweden. In fact, we've seen games where that would have been called on the change. Ivanov, and now a penalty is coming, and it's going to go to Sweden. And as the puck gets touched, play whistle down, and it is going to be a hooking call and a power play for Kazakhstan.
Starting to dominate this game. They look much better than we saw in the final 2 periods against the Czech Republic when they gave away a 2-goal lead and ended up losing 4-2. They're short some players, but the puck movement's been fantastic, a 5-1 lead. But now Kazakhstan has a power play goal. They have 10 goals in the tournament, 7 on the power play, and they are on another power play.
Semyonov for Nigel Dawes, Dawes for Bochinski, back for Semyonov, the blast blocked in front by Eric Gustafsson and cleared out at center ice. And Tryasunov will play it quickly up for Dustin Boyd, got away from him. And Bochinski will send it back and play some give and go with Tryasunov. Now cross ice, Semyonov. Back for Bochinski, that gets stopped and cleared down the ice by Gustafsson. After it, Boyd, and he's stripped of the puck at center ice. Good defensive play there by Sjogren. Tryasunov for Semyonov. Big time minutes in the opening period for these two. And now it's turned over. Wenberg scores! Alexander Wenberg with the steal and the goal.
Wenberg, a great read on this play as he's just going to strip the puck, and then he's going to find some room to the 5-hole. Semyonov not happy, with good reason, and the wheel just coming off for Kazakhstan as Semyonov's going to try and roll this back. The backhand no look. Wenberg reads it, strips the puck, walks out of the corner, and Polutkov now has allowed 2 goals. Not much help. Wenberg gets that 5-hole open enough, and the reaction from the Kazakh fans.
So it's a 6-1 game. Another shorthanded goal for Sweden. Savchenko at center ice. Ramirez will send it in. Fost will stop it. Plays it up the boards. And now Ivanov. So the late power play goal by Kazakhstan didn't seem to have as much an effect on Kazakhstan as it maybe did on Sweden, and in a positive way for Sweden as they've come out and scored 3 here in the second period.
Well, in Kazakhstan, we've seen them play better hockey than this. They opened the tournament with a shootout win over Switzerland, and where they played very good. They've done usually a much better job playing defense, but here, combination, Sweden's played well, and Kazakhstan just disorganized in the defensive zone.
Play at center ice. Nyquist was waiting for it. Wenberg couldn't get it to him. Larson plays it back. Wenberg. Klassen. Klassen plays this back. Adam Larson sends it deep for Nyquist. Back for Klassen and back for Nyquist. Out there with Wenberg, plays it back for Klassen. Larson doesn't shoot it. Slot backhand shot and a save made as Eric Gustafsson gets that in on the netminder, and Pavel Poluktov makes the save.
Back here in Moscow is Sweden in a commanding 6-1 lead in this game. Wenberg with a shorthanded goal. The second shorthanded goal for Sweden in this tournament as Martin Lundberg against the Czech Republic put Sweden up 2-0 in that game in the first period. The Czechs came back with 4 goals.
Riedela lets the shot go blockered away, and it was a shorthanded goal late in the second period by Michael Berner. It ended up being the winner in that one. Czech Republic added an empty netter. Riedela does the big circle in the Kazakhstan zone. Celine gets pasted to the near side boards by Pushkarov. Celine stays on it though. Solera picks up the chase on him. Back at the line, shot by Johan Franzen. Eric Gustafsson walks in, throws it cross ice. And another shot that got blocked as it hit Lakiza. Boy, there's no let up in this Swedish team right now.
Wow, and just running around. Kazakhstan blowing coverage.
Rosen down for Lundberg. Gustafsson for Gustafsson. Down for Sjogren. Sjogren being watched by Dustin Boyd. Lakiza now picks up the chase and mishandled at the line by Eric Gustafsson. Lundberg sends it deep. Sjogren plays it back to the line, and Fantenberg had cut to the middle. And Victor Foss, formerly of the Anaheim Ducks and Edmonton Oilers. And back for Lepine. This will cross the icing line, and the faceoff will come back.
Well, Alexander Wenberg, 3 points tonight, scored the last goal for Sweden. Had an assist on the Klassen goal as he fed Nyquist. Nice play out to Nyquist again on the power play goal, and then shorthanded, doing it himself as he strips the puck from Semyonov, blocks it in the corner, and scores.
5 points now in the tournament for Wenberg. 4 of them assists. Krasnos Lobotsev thought he had it to the front of the net, and a good poke check there by Fost. Backlund gets to the line, puck got away from him. And now a penalty coming up on the play to Kazakhstan.
A slashing call. Savchenko is going to head to the penalty box. Backlund going for the puck, gets the stick knocked out of his hand. Backlund, who took a penalty very similar to that in the first period that led to the Kazakhstan goal, and behind the play, Fantenberg goes into the boards in a vulnerable position off the hit from Ivanov. Sweden doesn't need to lose any more D-man as Fantenberg, for them, thankfully okay, sitting on the bench.
Finland has opened the scoring against Hungary. So power play for Sweden. Patrick Laine with another power play goal for Finland. He leads the tournament in goals. And as that puck ends up dangerously in the Swedish bench.
Well, Gustav Nyquist has a couple goals in this tournament, or this game, 4 goals in the tournament. And got that touch, a little bit of an off year for him with Detroit this year, only 17 goals, which is still a good season, but for Nyquist, down from 28 and 27, which he had the previous 2 years.
Back at the line for Gustafsson for Nyquist. And back for Gustafsson, minute and a half left in the Swedish power play. Cross ice for Klassen, got away from him. Cleared to the line, but not out. And on a second try, it will get cleared down the ice as Pushkarov and Ivanov scamper to the bench, as do Lakiza and Korbienkov. And a new penalty killing unit on the ice now for Kazakhstan. Gustafsson, cross ice. Klassen sends it for Wenberg. Back for Klassen. Nyquist is in that same spot where he got a power play goal earlier this period. That shot from the line by Gustafsson whistled high and wide. Gustafsson for Klassen. Now in for Nyquist and back for Gustafsson. Slap shot deflected up high by Wenberg and wide. Nyquist, another shot. That never got to the net. Good play at the line by Semyonov to break that up before it got to Michael Backlund. Gustafsson for Jimmy Eriksson. Johan Franzen gathers it in. Sends it down for Eriksson. Larson. Omar. Back for Larson, just tipped away. Savchenko out of the penalty box. The shot by Linus Omar over top the net. And Kazakhstan back at full strength, but it is all Sweden here in the second period as they have scored 3. Backlund steals, and then no room on that far side for Lundberg. And Semyonov will just lift this out to center ice.
Well, Kazakhstan just needs to get out of this second period. It can't end quick enough, and yeah, it's a 5-goal deficit, but they need to go to that room and get a chance to regroup a little bit, come out in that final 20 and play a little bit better than they have here in this second period.
Do something to get themselves ready for Friday against the Czech Republic.
That's exactly what they want to do, is try and get some good habits back in their game.
Sjogren almost stole it, and Poluktov will smother that on the side of the net.
Not easy situation for Polutkov to come into. Kalishnik chased from the net. Polutkov comes in and he sees a bunch of rubber coming his way and 2 get past him. Swedish fans are happy with what they've seen in this game. Disappointment after that loss to the Czech Republic.
Latvian fans, on the other hand, might want to trip the mascot. But that wouldn't be polite. Vandenberg will play this far side. Celine is after it, chopped away by Lapine. Throwing cross ice, Solerov goes in after it. And Sweden content to just get it back out at center ice. Savchenko back in, and Eric Gustafsson for Vandenberg. Rink wide, taken by Robert Rosen. He got pelted into the side boards on a good hit by Pushkarov. And back in for Riekela, drops it back, and slap shot by Vandenberg, glove save. Poluktov, and he will hold it.
Kazakhstan still taking a lot of shots here. Lost a little bit of that edge that they had, and you talked about it earlier, the physicality, and you look at the ice time for the defensemen in this game, and there's 4 guys that have played a ton. Adam Larson leading the way in 14-24, but it's him, Eric Gustafsson, and then on the other side, Tryasunov and Semyonov with big-time minutes.
Again, just 5 defensemen dressed for Sweden. Magnus Nygren banged up and not in the lineup. And for Latvia, Roman Starchenko, their captain, not in the lineup because of injury. And the C on Roman Savchenko.
Big loss for Kazakhstan because Starchenko led them in scoring coming into this tournament, and then he has 2 goals in the tournament. Him and Romerev were a real good combination because there's been a lot of that pressure for offense put on the Dawes, Boyd, Bochenski line.
Starchenko was the MVP of the championship tournament when they qualified. Nice steal there by Dustin Boyd, and now Nyquist steals it back. Gets it for Wenberg. Nyquist chops it down low. On it is Klassen. Plays it around the boards, but Nyquist is on his way to the bench. Kept in by Johan Franzen. And now Boyd will play it back in behind his own net. Semyonov. Right side, Bochenski. His pass off a skate. Here comes Linus Ullmark. And he got hooked by Bochenski in the penalty shot.
Bochenski turns this puck over, and he's going to take the penalty as he goes straight back to the bench, knowing what happened. It goes off a skate right to Linus Ullmark. Right as Ullmark's trying to get this shot away. The stick into the hands. Bochenski knew what he was doing there, trying to maybe get the stick, doesn't, and Ullmark will have a penalty shot.
29-year-old Linus Ullmark.
Switching goalies.
All right.
Kalishnik's going to come back in. How's that? Go to the bench, get cold, come in for a penalty shot.
Okay, well, let's see what they do after the penalty shot. Now, there is only 28 seconds left in the period. So, Ullmark on Kalishnik. Putting on some miles. And Kalishnik just ran him out of room.
Ullmark is trying to come wide, change the angle, and now Palutkov will come back in. Kalishnik does his job as he gets that poke check, not allowing Ullmark to do anything. Ullmark trying to outweight him. And Kalishnik makes the save, and now he can go back and take a rest. So Andrei Nazarov with an interesting move, throwing Kalishnik in for the penalty shot.
28.2 seconds left in the period. Franzen holds it in at the line. See a lot of things at international competitions. World Junior this year in Finland. The goalie came off the bench. He was on the bench for the extra attacker. And as the play was coming up the ice, he jumped off the bench and broke the play up. So you see a little bit of everything. And the second period comes to an end, and Sweden has taken complete control of this one.
Well, it's all Sweden right now. All Kazakhstan can do is try and regroup and come out with a solid 20 to finish.
It was 3-1 Sweden after one. They had 3 more here in the second.
Поддержи свою команду с Невеями. Невеями – официальный спонсор чемпионата мира по хоккею.
the conviction and determination I need every day. The years of training, pushing myself to be the strongest, the sharpest. My dedication to the game, to my teammates who are counting on me to deliver. The nerves of steel, the preparation and ritual before the adrenaline of the match. The responsibility of being my best every time, prepared to fight every shift on the ice. This is not just a sport. This is who I am.
Мир бизнеса постоянно меняется. Сегодня.
зрители, мы надеемся, что сегодняшняя игра дарит вам незабываемые эмоции. Напоминаем, что еще доступны для приобретения билеты на некоторые матчи чемпионата мира по хоккею 2016 года. И мы приглашаем вас посетить нас в ближайшие дни снова. Также предлагаем вам после матча переместиться в официальную фан-зону чемпионата. На открытой площадке слева от входа на арену для вас организованы развлечения с выступлениями артистов и розыгрышами призов от спонсоров чемпионата. Дом российской сборной, фудкорт, большой магазин официальных сувениров и билетные кассы. Фан-зона начинает работу ежедневно за 2 часа до первого матча и открыта до 23 часов. Вход в фан-зону свободный.
Welcome back. Sweden well on its way to this victory, 6-1 over Kazakhstan, and Sweden well on its way to jumping up into a first place tie in Group A with the Czech Republic at 8 points. This will be 4 games for Sweden. Czech Republic has 3. Switzerland is right now sits in second spot with 7 points. And I don't know if we can put them up in that upper echelon. Their games remaining against Russia, Sweden, and Czech Republic.
Yeah, it's not the way you want to finish a tournament. The good thing with Switzerland is they had trouble when they started. They've gotten better in every game. And, you know, they're able to find a way to pull it out today. It was a 5-4 game, but they were much better than that. Latvia was able to hang around and be opportunistic, but the Swiss team is going to have a big challenge in front of them. They look to be the favorites. There's another team out there that I've liked, Norway. I think they have gotten better here as the tournament's gone on. Mats Zuccarello, they have the Olim brothers. So for that 4th place finish will be a bit of a race. Here it's Sweden, all Sweden. 32-12. They're out shooting Kazakhstan as Kazakhstan 3 shots in that second period.
Kazakhstan has given up 51, 49, and 43. You wonder why Kalishnik's on the bench getting a rest. There's a chance save made as Nigel Dawes gets in on Victor Fosk.
Well, Nigel Dawes, good chance for him off a feed from Boyd, leading the team with 5 points. Dustin Boyd just gonna little soft pass in, and Dawes actually gets that before it hits the ice. A little backswing, bunts it out of the air on net.
Wenberg to face off with Ivanov. Johan Franzen puts on the brakes, sends it for Fantenberg. Fantenberg stripped of the puck, cross ice pass, and Kuznetsov jams it in front. Faust is down. Where is it? Referee is on top of the net, trying to get a look at it, and it slithers to the corner.
Nyquist finally just kicking at it. Sticks, bodies, everything tied up, and Gustav Nyquist kicks it to the corner.
Slobotsev trying to toe drag it and get a shot through it, got blocked. Wenberg. So a little bit of a push here from Kazakhstan early in the period.
Well, you don't want to see them just roll over here. And Slobotsev with a good chance.
Here he comes again, tried to bring it to the front of the net, and Wenberg knocked it away from him. Klassen for Gustafsson, for Celine, back for Gustafsson, backhand shot steered away. Robert Rosen is on it. Markalev is after him. Rosen sharp angle. And the rebound back at the blue line. Gustafsson near side for Gustafsson. And a deflection by Rizala, and that went over top the net. Pavel Poluktov trying to track that down and finally does glove it and hang on to it.
Well, a couple chances at both ends of the ice as Celine's going to wrap this around. Then Rosen a chance on the rebound in the glove hand of Polutkov with the save. The other end, Vandenberg gets stripped of the puck, and Slobotsev with a good chance. The left pad of Victor Foss kicks it out. Scramble ensues. Nobody knows where the puck is. Finally gets kicked to the corner.
I was watching the referee who was crawling on top of the net. Lundgren out of the corner, trying to play it around the boards. And Semyonov jams it away from Sjogren. In from the line, Fantenberg. And Semyonov will try it again. So we've had a little bit of everything. Netminder Vitaly Kalashnik was taken out of the net. A mercy pull in the second period. And in came Pavel Poluktov until there was a penalty shot for Linus Olmark. And Kalashnik went back in, made the save. And despite the fact there was under 30 seconds left in the second period, he went back to the bench and Poluktov came back in.
Well, give him a shot or two to make sure in case he needs him again, he's ready.
Olmark cross ice, turned over at the line, and on it is Lepine. Curls away from Michael Backlund. Backlund opened the scoring in this game. This is going to go for icing, followed by a goal from Klassen. And if you look at Savchenko, who's wearing the C in the absence of Roman Starchenko, who is not in the lineup tonight for Kazakhstan.
It hasn't been an easy night for, well, it has been an easy night for Victor Fox. The challenge with that when you don't see many pucks is staying sharp, and he does There's a good chance for Kazakhstan, and he comes up with the left pad save.
Good shot from the net down there on that wild scramble. Savchenko. Ramirev gets it to the line. It gets past Wenberg, and then Wenberg got bolted into the sideboards. Wenberg back in, slap shot, and Poluktov with a good glove save and hangs on to it.
And a lot of odd man rushes. The quick transition of Sweden have been able to take advantage in this game. Another 3-on-2 is a quick shot by Klassen, and Poluktov able to make the glove save.
Finland still leading Hungary 1-0 with just over 11 minutes left to go over in St. Petersburg. The finals will be here in Moscow. Semifinals and the finals will be in this building. The St. Petersburg portion of the tournament will be over after the quarterfinals. Pushkarov winds his way to the line, and one too many moves, and Markelov offside.
Well, that's not going to work for Kazakhstan. Pushkarov trying to do it all himself. And pretty tough to go end to end. And Peremarks has to be much happier with what he's seen from his club. They've been better in their own end, quicker plays, better passing, and be the opposite for Nazarov, as his team has not been as solid as we've seen.
Part of that 1994 Olympic gold medal winning team from Sweden. Per Marks was part of that. And of course the famous Peter Forsberg shootout goal. Penalty coming up on the play. We have an injured player on the far side, and that is Tryasunov, who plays big-time minutes for Kazakhstan, making his way to the bench. And he'll need some help, and now play whistle down, and
Ritala is going to head for elbowing. There's a play at the point just inside the Sweden zone. Ritala clearly with the hard elbow on Tryasunov. So Kazakhstan will get it. Tough to argue that one. That is clearly an elbow. And Tryasunov may have some gauze stuffed up the nostrils, I believe.
kind of surprising that this is only two, and I think that's what Savchenko is over talking to the referee about right now. He's in conversation with Konstantin Olenin, the Russian referee, about why this wasn't more than just two. Linesman directing traffic, telling Dawes and Larson to make sure they are outside of the face-off circle, and he fakes dropping the puck, and now he does. Semyonov down for Brandon Bochenski. Back for Semyonov, tees it up, and that got deflected just wide by Dawes. Dustin Boyd. Back for Nigel Dawes, in for Bochenski. What a save by Victor Fost.
Gets the right pad across of Brandon Bochenski, has a great chance for Kazakhstan off that Dawes feet, just redirects it in the right toe. Moving across, so looking for Kazakhstan power play with just a little over a second left in the first period. Kazakhstan made it an interesting 3-1 game, but in the second, Sweden was able to capitalize 3 more times.
Finland now up 2-0 on Hungary. This gets sent down the ice.
Mikko Koivu scores for Finland.
Semyonov back for Kazakhstan. Left wing pass and finding some room is Nigel Dawes for Brandon Bochenski in with Dustin Boyd. Savchenko trying to get a stick on it, can't. Here comes Sjogren. And Sjogren gets run into the sideboards, and here comes Dawes for Brandon Bochenski. Bochenski back for Dawes, and he took a swipe at that pass and couldn't get anything on it. Savchenko back for Bochenski. Drops it back. Semyonov the shot. That's off a stick and high and wide. And Johan Franzen will just slow it down. Both teams are starting a change. 40 seconds left in the power play. Wenberg gets to center. He has a shorthanded goal in this game for Sweden. Gustav Nyquist has a couple of goals for Sweden.
Oh, they're both out there now for the penalty kill for Sweden.
And here comes Ivanov. Krasnoslobodsev after it. Puck is loose in the corner. Jam back to the line for Lakiza. He'll go across ice, and the blast, and that got blocked by Wenberg. And as Korbienkov unloaded. Krasnoslobodsev gets it down for Ivanov. Back for Krasnoslobodsev. Power play is over. Rikola out of the penalty box, and Korbienkov couldn't hold that one in. And now Poluktov is going to play it all the way ahead for Romero, but he's 1-on-4. Manages to get it down towards the net. And Fost will play it for Johan Franzen. And Franzen quickly up that left side, and Sweden right back in on the attack, but it gets away from Jimmy Eriksson. Poluktov will leave for Savchenko. Savchenko for Lapine. Lead pass for Markelov, and no contact there, so icing called against Kazakhstan.
Lapine had some big hits in yesterday's game. Fans here haven't had much to cheer about in this third period of play, as all the scoring done in those first 40 minutes so far. Look at Robert Rosen of Sweden. He has a couple of goals in the tournament.
Championship last year. And this gets deflected back. Race for the puck. Here comes Markelov. And save made by Victor Fost. Great speed there from Markelov. Chance in front, score!
Well, he can't do it on the breakaway. He gets the puck in the high slot and absolutely rips this one past Victor Fost. Vladimir Markelov, his first goal of the tournament. And it's a good battle in the corner. Ivanov wins the battle, finds Markelov, and a quick shot to the glove side. Markelov gets his first.
In his second game, he did not see any action. Was not on the roster for the first 2 games, gets added. He'd have seen more ice time in this game than he did in game 1, and Johan Franzen is not happy with the result. Semyonov sends it around the boards. Larson sends it back down low. Wenberg tried to get it out front. He was looking for Klassen. Klassen now does have it. And that cross-ice pass, Wenberg couldn't get a stick on it. Gustav Nyquist back to the line. Fantenberg's shot is blocked. And it's back out at center, and Brandon Bochinsky sends it in. Gave Victor Fost some trouble at the side of the net. And Gustav Nyquist will head it back into the Kazakhstan zone. Gets double teamed, gets the puck to Klassen. Eric Gustafsson the shot. Blocked in front, grabbed off by Romero. Here comes Romero. Savchenko. Savchenko scores! Well, don't go away.
Really have to credit Kazakhstan with how hard they're working, and there's no quitting their team. That said, Sweden just can't let up here, and Roman Savchenko makes a great little move at the blue line as he goes around a couple of Swedish players, gets it on net. Victor Fost, a pile of bodies on top of him.
He's mid-air when he shoots this, isn't he?
Yeah,
not quite.
John Norman, and then Sjogren trips him up. He just fires it towards the net. Great screen as Krasno Slobodsev parked right on top of Victor Frost, and it's a 6-3 game, and I believe there will be a timeout Sweden. Still lots of hockey left to play.
And I think that goal will be seen around the world on a lot of television networks. As Roman Shevchenko on one leg and then in midair.
Well, I don't think he scores a goal unless it's highlight material, because he's the one who scored from his own blue line on Reto Berra against Switzerland.
Correct.
Here's a look at Roman Shevchenko. Great move around Norman, around Sjogren. He gets tripped up, and as he's falling, just throws it towards the net. It's posted in.
8 years with Astana in the KHL for him. And the Kazakhstan fans getting something to cheer about here. Is it 6-3? Larson flips it, Lakiza bats it ahead, Jimmy Eriksson sends it back in, and Palukta is going to hang on to it. 6-3, 2 unanswered here in the third from Kazakhstan.
Kazakhstan making it interesting is 6-1 at one point, but quickly Markalev and Shevchenko of Kazakhstan, 2 quick goals, and it's a 6-3 game. Still just under 12 minutes to go.
You have to think that they can get one more with maybe 7-8 minutes left. It could certainly make things a little interesting for Sweden. On the puck is Eriksson for Backlund. For Linus Omark, he had Michael Backlund off that backside. Backlund couldn't handle a hard pass. Omark on it again, watched by Semyonov. And a crease violation.
Jimmy Eriksson, I think, is going to get the crease violation, and look at Linus Omark, who had a chance. He can go back late to that second period, a penalty shot. And there was a save as Jimmy Eriksson with the crease violation as he's battling for some room in front of that one of the Kazakh defenders. Look at the captain of Sweden.
Last gold medal at the World Championships for Sweden, 2013. They won it on home soil in Stockholm. Lead pass. Back forward, Gustafsson. Ramirez bumped into him. Certainly some jump in the stride of Kazakhstan players here in the third. Nyquist has 2 in the game, looking for 3, and that shot never got to the net. Klassen plays it for Wenberg. Swings it around the boards for Nyquist, in front of the net for Klassen, and that shot never got to the net.
Good block by Ivanov.
Klassen stays on it. Down for Wenberg. Back at the line, Fantenberg, back for Wenberg, and down low for Nyquist. Gustav Nyquist plays it down low, but Ivanov reads the play. Breaks it up and sends it out to center. Robert Rosen sends it back in for Riitola. Riitola looking for Celine. And Celine looking for some room. Finds a little bit. Celine takes it to the net and can't get the shot through, and Ramirez will take it all the way back in behind his own net, and that signals a line change for both teams.
Well, Amerov used to playing with Starchenko, who's out of the lineup. The two of them had combined for a couple of goals.
Sharp angled chance there from Solera. Stopped by Victor Faust. Kept in at the blue line by Korbienkov. Gets it down for Pushkarov. Pushkarov got bumped, and Adam Larsson is on it. Larsson plays it to an open wing. Waiting for it there is Lundberg. He'll send it down the ice, and that'll be another line change now for Sweden as we're down to 9.5 left here in the third period. 3-0 for Sweden in the first. The late power play goal by Kazakhstan made it 3-1. There's a chance at the short side as Dustin Boyd threw that to the net. And Victor Faust just jumps on it and holds it.
Well, they're going to throw everything they can at Victor Faust right now. Kazakhstan make one more, and that'll really start to get Sweden to sit back a little too much here. Appreciate the effort of the Kazakhstan after a 4-second period. It will come out here for period number 3.
Finland now up 3-0, so they will take over sole possession of top spot in Group B, but they will have played one more game. Bochenski a shot, save made by Faust, and another penalty coming to Sweden.
So power play for Kazakhstan, the #1 power play in the tournament. Erik Gustafsson going to head to the penalty box for hooking. As Dustin Boyd gets hooked up below the goal line, trying to get away from Gustafsson. And it gets more and more interesting as Per Marks has seen his team go from a 5-goal lead to a 3-goal lead.
5th power play of the game for Kazakhstan, so Sweden now in the tournament, shorthanded. This is the 17th time. And they have allowed 3 power play goals against. Semyonov down for Brandon Bochenski. Bochenski in a battle, going with Adam Larsson. And cleared down the ice by Sjogren. Chipped in deep and going after it. Savchenko. Victor Faust will get it to Johan Franzen. And Franzen trying to clear it down the ice. This ends up in the bench.
Well, Johan Franzen was upset after the Markalev goal that made it 6-2. Mistake by him, and that kind of got a little momentum going for Kazakhstan shortly after Savchenko with the goal. Franzen, some words for someone right now.
Best finish at the Worlds for Kazakhstan was 12th, and that came in 2005 in Austria. They're ranked 16th in the world by IIHF as they are back in this championship. Scramble, Faust is down. Johan Franzen stripped with a puck. Sent back to the line, but picked off by Michael Backlund. Backlund charges into the Kazakhstan zone to the backboards with Savchenko. Savchenko comes up with it and finds Gransno Slobodsev. Stopped at the line by Fantenberg, and Erik Gustafsson plays this around. It gets past Savchenko. And Lakiza will go back with now 8 minutes left in the third period. Bochenski sends it in. Nigel Dawes after it. Gets it for Dustin Boyd. Back for Brandon Bochenski. Up top, Korbienkov for Semyonov. Back for Korbienkov and back for Semyonov. Finally a shot, and that stopped on the short side by Victor Faust and cleared down the ice by Wenberg.
That was a big penalty kill here for Sweden. Hopefully take a little bit of the wind out of the sails for Kazakhstan in this third period.
So Kazakhstan came into the game, and another penalty coming. as Savchenko is down again and slow to get to the Kazakhstan bench, and the Swedish bench not happy. So power play when we come back to the Ice Palace in Moscow.
Kazakhstan right back to the power play. Sjogren will head to the penalty box for Sweden. Swedish bench not happy with this call. They just sealed off the penalty beforehand, and now Kazakhstan again stays on the power play here. So Sweden looking for another important kill.
Per Marks and everybody on the Swedish bench giving it the dive signal. Cross ice feed, slap shot out the back, pop boards wide, and grabbed off and cleared down the ice by Eric Gustafsson. And power play continues. Krasno-Slobodsev for Ramirez. Ramirez trying to drop it back for Ivanov, intercepted. Ramirez has it knocked off his stick by Larson. And it's back out at center ice where Lakiza plays it for Ramirez. Around the boards, waiting for it. Krasno-Slobodsev, he gets stripped of the puck by Wenberg. And Kazakhstan will go back and regroup. Here comes Savchenko. Nigel Dawes, Brandon Bolchinski. Stopped by Franzen, back for Johan Franzen, now from Wenberg. And here's a chance for Gustav Nyquist going for the hat-trick, scores! Second shorthanded goal of the game for Sweden, third of the tournament, and a hat-trick for Gustav Nyquist.
This might be one Plutkov would like back, as Nyquist, that speed down that left side. He's able to complete the hat trick. A great feed by Franz, and then Gustav Nyquist just turns on. The speed comes down the side. Plutkov gets a touch of that with his glove, but it goes underneath. Nice little cutback move and the quick shot and release. 7-3 Sweden.
So a brief attempt at a comeback by Kazakhstan. They were down 6-1 going into the third. Scored a couple. Now the linesman is going to go over and tell Pushkarov and Gustafsson how they need to line up for this face-off. Versus the referee perhaps just dropping the puck, but we digress.
I'm not even commenting anymore.
Korovenkov being watched by Norman, and now a penalty coming to Kazakhstan. So we will have 28 seconds of 4-on-4. And then Sweden will go back to the power play.
Korovenkov is going to head to the penalty box for Kazakhstan. And they're trying to prolong this third period as much as they can as he wraps up Norman of Sweden. So some 4-on-4 for 28 seconds, and then a power play for Sweden.
Sweden will jump to 8 points with 3 wins. One of those wins coming in extra time, so it was only a 2-point win. Kazakhstan will drop to 1-3 with just 2 points as their win came in extra time as well. And now the linesman is going to chase some of the Swedish players back to the bench. And next up for Sweden is Norway on Saturday. And next up for Kazakhstan is Friday against the Czech Republic. And for Sweden, it'll be interesting to see what their lineup looks like on Friday. They've played this game with 5 defensemen. Magnus Nygren, who's been a real good defenseman for them.
Well, he's a big part of the power play, which they're about to go on.
Not in the lineup tonight, so they're playing with 5D. So we'll see whether Nygren's back. Backlund has a goal in this game, blast that one wide. And now power play for Sweden, third of the game. And we're into the final 5 minutes now of this game. Fost will stop it. Klassen back for Gustafsson. Gustafsson for Wenberg. He's had a strong game. Wenberg takes it wide on Savchenko. Klassen plays give and go with Nyquist. Klassen shoots it, and Poluktov takes that in the midsection and will hang on to it.
A hat trick for Gustav Nyquist. He has 3 goals there on the power play. Good feed from Wenberg. And he's able to put that in. A great feed line. It's Omar cross ice. Gustav Nyquist finishes the one-timer, of course, shorthanded. So he's hit the cycle. A power play goal, penalty kill goal, and an even strength goal.
4 in the tournament. His other one was an overtime winner. Not bad. He's got some categories crossed off. Slap shot, save, Poluktov lost the rebound, and another penalty coming.
They run right into tomorrow.
Tripping is going to be the call.
Robert Rosen's going to head to the penalty box for a trip as Sweden had a great opportunity right in front of the net. Off the shot is Wenberg's going to center this across. Rosen trips up the player. Karov.
Faceoff will come all the way back. So it's been maybe a frustrating night in ways for Per Martz, the coach of Sweden. He's seen a lot of good things from his team, but he's seen a couple of things that he's not sure he's going to be thrilled with. Doss throws it in the front of the net. Boyd tries to bat it home and couldn't. Lundberg sends it into the corner. Played back on the far side from Larson for Gustafsson. Back for Gustafsson as it got to center and no further, and now Sjogren will carry it in. Sjogren trying to center it, that's off a skate. And Mattias Sjogren will make his way to the Swedish bench, and Michael Backlund will come out.
Kazakhstan now goes to the power play.
Out of the penalty box, Korbienkov. Ramirez gets to center no further. Talk about Kazakhstan's power play goals. They had 3 power play goals in the game against Russia. They also gave up 3 power play goals in that game.
Well, they had that game at one. It was 4-4 before Russia was able to add a couple, but where they haven't been in any blowouts. They surprised Switzerland in their first game, coming up with a shootout win.
Ramirez drops for Boyd. Ramirez and Boyd each have power play goals in this championship. And now Savchenko will have to go back and regroup. On the backhand, he'll knife it in. After it is Boyd. And taken by Sjogren, and he'll send it back down the ice. Savchenko Trying to regroup. And the power play now over. Sweden back to full strength. Ivanov clears it past Rosen out to center. Fantenberg back on it, plays it ahead for Celine. Celine takes it wide, fires to the short side, and Poluktov loves it and hangs onto it. We are down to 2 minutes left in this one.
Well, Dustin Boyd with a good chance out front. Tried to dive for that rebound before it's taken away. Adam Larson battling in front. Puck kind of got stuck under Foster's right pad, and Foster a little glove hand to the head of Dustin Boyd.
Two games here tomorrow. Czech Republic is back in action. They'll take on Norway. And Russia goes against Denmark. And we don't expect Ovechkin, Kuznetsov, or Ivanov here in time for that one yet. But when they are done their duties, their exit meetings with the Washington Capitals, they will be on their way here. Thomas Greiss added to the German team. And some teams still have spots open. And now Michael Backlund got dumped or got grabbed.
Savchenko's going to get a holding the stick call.
6 attackers now for Sweden. Larson. Cross ice, Johan Franzen sends it down low, comes back from Rosen. A blast is wide. And a delayed penalty. Linus Omark, who had a penalty shot, was unsuccessful. And now the blast from the line, and Poluktov grabs it.
Sweden will finish the game on the power play as Roman Savchenko is going to head to the penalty box, and it is indeed holding the stick as he grabs Backlund's stick as he hangs on. I thought Backlund might have got the original call, but it's Savchenko that's going to get it, and Sweden will try and wrap this game up. Trying a late change here for Kazakhstan.
Lapine off the face-off, spins it, fires it to the line, but not out. And now it does make its way out to center, and Gustafsson will circle back for Wenberg. Round for Robert Rosen. Rosen plays it back at the line. Gustafsson for Klassen. For Nyquist. Back for Klassen. Turns. Gets it for Eriksson. And now back the shot from Klassen. And that got blocked by Poluktov. Klassen has it again. Back for Gustafsson. Back for Klassen. Looking back door for Robert Rosen. Got away from him as he couldn't reach back far enough. Rosen plays it behind the net. Wenberg trying to get it out front, does. Nyquist couldn't get a stick on it. Back for Gustav Nyquist, who has a hat-trick in this game. Into the slot, and this one will end 7-3 Sweden.
A little bit of a statement by Sweden as they're able to find the offense. A little bit of a slip in the third period as they allow a couple to Kazakhstan, but an easy victory for the Swedes.
So Sweden will go to 3-1 in the championship. They got their power play going again tonight, and they win this 7-3. Good night from Moscow.
Внимание, дамы и господа, начинаем церемонию награждения лучших игроков матча.
Ladies and gentlemen, now we start the award ceremony for the best player of each team.
Награды предоставлены Райфайзенбанк Интернешнл, официальным спонсором чемпионата мира по хоккею с шайбой 2016 года.
And the best player of each team will be awarded by their Petersburg International, the official sponsor of the 2016 IIHF Ice Hockey World Championship.
Награду лучшим игрокам вручают
And the prizes will be presented by
почетный член Международной Федерации хоккея на льду господин Эрнест Альянчич,
the International Ice Hockey Federation Life member, Ernest Alyancic,
а также член Совета Международной Федерации хоккея на льду господин Хенрик Бах Нильсен.
and the International Ice Hockey Federation Council member, Henrik Bach Nielsen.
Лучшими игроками матча названы в сборной команде Казахстана Роман Савченко, номер 2.
The best player of Team Kazakhstan, number 2, Roman Savchenko.
В сборной команде Швеции Адам Ларсен, номер 5.
And the best player of Team Sweden, number 5, Adam Larsson.
Уважаемые зрители, в честь команды победительницы звучит государственный гимн Швеции.
Ladies and gentlemen, in honor of the winning team, please rise for the national anthem of Sweden.
Дорогие друзья, мы надеемся, что сегодняшняя игра подарила вам незабываемые эмоции. Напоминаем, что еще доступны для приобретения билеты на некоторые матчи чемпионата мира по хоккею 2016 года. И мы приглашаем вас посетить наш ближайший день снова.
Dear friends, we hope you enjoyed the match today, and just a reminder that there are still tickets available for some of the games, and we also invite you to visit us during these days. Just buy the tickets and come to the games. Thank you very much for your attendance tonight, and see you tomorrow.
Дорогие друзья, мы благодарим вас за внимание и поддержку. Желаем вам всего самого-самого доброго. И напоминаем вам, что завтра в нашем дворце игровой день начнется в 16 часов 15 минут матчем между сборными командами Чехии и Норвегии. Еще раз, дорогие друзья, благодарим вас за внимание и поддержку. И до завтра!
And we just remind you that tomorrow the World Championship will continue, and the game will be between the team of the Czech Republic and the team of Norway, and the start of the game is at 4:15. Thank you very much, and see you tomorrow.
Кем бы мы ни были, чем бы ни увлекались, что бы ни любили и что бы любили не очень, наступает момент, когда все уходит на второй план, и нас объединяет одно. Это наша игра, потому что хоккей в каждом из нас. Шкода, генеральный спонсор чемпионата мира по хоккею.
This is the decisive second. The second when you act. The point of no return. This is where you meet yourself. This is where a new adventure begins. This is the moment. This is your time.
Тицу. Хоккей – это спорт, где все относятся к своему делу по-особенному. И болельщики, и хоккеисты. Здесь каждый старается изо всех сил и выкладывается на полную. Поэтому мы поддерживаем чемпионат мира по хоккею уже много лет. И вкладываемся в тех, кто выкладывается. Райффайзенбанк. Разница в отношении.
Introducing the 2016 IIHF app. Player statistics. Team statistics. Live updates. And introducing Hockey Cards. Your face, your team, your card. Share it with hockey fans across the world from any smart device in your own language. The 2016 IIHF app, powered by Skoda.
Skoda. Simply clever.
Pirelli. I0.
Новая шина Pirelli i0 с уникальной технологией двойного шива DualStat. Отличное сцепление и торможение на льду. Зимние шины Pirelli. Будь готов.
Победила сборная команды, и через несколько минут начнется церемония награждения лучших игроков.
Через любые испытания. А как насчет твоего лица? Новый крем для лица Nivea создан специальный щит. Он эффективно увлажняет кожу и защищает ее от сухости. Новый мужской крем Nivea. Уверенность тебе к лицу. Поддержи свою команду с Nivea. Nivea – официальный спонсор чемпионата мира по хоккею.
you know the conviction and determination I need every day? The years of training, pushing myself to be the strongest, the sharpest. My dedication to the game, to my teammates who are counting on me to deliver. The nerves of steel, the preparation and ritual before the adrenaline of the match. The responsibility of being my best every time, prepared to fight every shift on the ice. This is not just a sport. This is who I am.
Мир бизнеса постоянно меняется. Сегодня невозможно оставаться лидером рынка без постоянного развития и роста. Преодоление хаоса в делах не только закаляет характер компании, но и делает ее чемпионом. QSR – это яркий пример эволюционного бизнеса. Мы помогаем нашим клиентам совершенствоваться. С какой бы проблемой ни столкнулся ваш бизнес, у нас всегда найдется надежное решение.
Все о спорте. Здесь и сейчас. Новости, видео, интервью. Попади в точку. Чемпионат.ком. Чемпионат. Главное слово в спорте.
Он всегда скрыт от взглядов. Его хватка не вызывает.